There's a pattern hidden inside the Bible that most people never notice. It doesn't appear in one story. It appears in dozens. And once you see it, you cannot unsee it. Every time God makes a promise, He waits. Not a little while, not a few weeks. He waits until the absolute last possible moment. Until hope is nearly gone. Until the math no longer works. Until the tomb has been sealed for 4 days. Why? That question has haunted theologians for centuries. But the answer isn't found in a doctrine. It's found in the stories themselves, buried inside 3 lives that were pushed to the very edge of impossibility. His name was Abram, and God told him something that should have been simple. I will make you into a great nation. One promise, one man, straightforward. Except Abram had no children, and his wife Sarah was barren, and the years kept passing. 10 years after the promise, nothing. 20 years, nothing. Think about what those nights looked like. An old man stepping outside his tent, looking up at a sky full of stars. Stars God Himself had pointed to and said, your descendants will outnumber these. And yet the tent behind him was silent. No child, no laughter, no evidence that anything was coming. There were moments Sarah stopped believing entirely. When 3 visitors arrived at their tent and announced she would have a son within a year, she laughed. Not a laugh of joy, a laugh of someone who had grieved a dream so long that hope itself had become painful. By the time God moved, Abraham was 100 years old. Sarah was 90. The human body had long since closed that door. Here's what's strange. God could have acted on year 1. He had the power. He had the plan. So why did He allow 2 decades of silence? Because Abraham at 75 was not the same man as Abraham at 99. The waiting formed him, stripped away self-reliance, taught him that the promise never depended on his ability to produce it. When Isaac finally arrived, no one could take credit. Not Abraham, not Sarah, not nature, only God. But that raises a harder question. What happens when the waiting doesn't just cost you time? It costs you everything. Joseph was 17 when the dream came. He would rise. His brothers would bow. His future was written before it happened. Then his brothers threw him into a pit. Then he was sold into slavery in Egypt. Then he was falsely accused and imprisoned. But there's a moment inside that prison that most people overlook entirely. Joseph interpreted a dream for a fellow prisoner, the king's cupbearer. And the interpretation came true exactly as Joseph said it would. The cupbearer was restored to his position. Before he left, Joseph made one request. Remember me when things go well for you. The cupbearer walked out of that prison and forgot him completely. For 2 full years, Joseph sat in that cell. The one person who could have opened the door didn't. The one connection who could have changed everything went silent. 2 years of waiting inside a place he never should have been. 13 years passed between the dream and the throne. 13 years of betrayal, isolation, and forgotten promises. There is a detail that most readers rush past. When Joseph finally stands before Pharaoh, interpreting a dream that will shape the entire ancient world, he is exactly where he needs to be. He speaks the language. He understands the culture. He knows how Egyptian power operates. Knowledge he could only have acquired through those 13 years of suffering. The pit didn't delay his destiny. The pit was the path to it. Which means the question was never if God would fulfill the promise. The question was whether Joseph would survive the wait long enough to receive it. And that takes us somewhere darker. A garden outside Jerusalem, a stone rolled across an entrance, and a family that had stopped waiting. If this video is helping you see Scripture differently, subscribe for a second. We uncover the deeper patterns hidden throughout the Bible every week. Jesus received the message while he was still across the Jordan. Lord, the one you love is sick, and he stayed where he was. 2 more days. By the time he arrived in Bethany, Lazarus had been dead for 4 days. For days matters more than most modern readers realize. In Jewish tradition, it was widely believed the soul hovered near the body for 3 days after death, holding on, in some sense, to the possibility of return. By day 4, even that was gone. The mourners outside that tomb weren't just grieving. They had closed the chapter entirely. There was no category left for what anyone was hoping for. Martha met him on the road. Her words carry 4 days of grief in every syllable. "Lord, if you had been here, my brother would not have died." She wasn't wrong. He could have come sooner. He had healed strangers. He could have healed his friend. And then, surrounded by the sound of weeping, standing in front of sealed stone, Jesus wept too. He didn't weep because he didn't know what was about to happen. He wept because he understood the weight of what waiting costs the people who love you. Then he walked to the tomb. What happened next didn't just restore one life. It became the event that triggered the final week of his own. The resurrection of Lazarus set into motion the chain of events that led directly to the cross. God hadn't been absent. He had been orchestrating. The delay was never about Lazarus. It was about something far larger than any of them could see standing outside that tomb. Abraham, Joseph, Lazarus. 3 men. 3 impossible situations. 3 moments where God's silence felt like abandonment. And in every case, the timing wasn't random. The waiting wasn't punishment. It was preparation. For the person. For the moment. For the story that was bigger than any of them knew. Maybe you're in one of those stories right now. Maybe you're in the pit, wondering if the dream was real. Maybe you're standing outside the tomb, wondering why he hasn't come yet. Maybe you've been waiting so long the promise itself has started to feel embarrassing. Something you've stopped mentioning because you're tired of explaining why it hasn't happened. The silence isn't absence. Scripture doesn't promise God will be early, but it does say this: he is never late. Whatever you're waiting on right now, the delay may not mean denial. It may mean he's still building what the promise requires. And the moment he moves, it will be exactly on time. For reasons you may not fully understand until you're standing on the other side of it. If this video stirred something in you, if it gave you even a small piece of peace for whatever you're carrying right now, leave a comment below. Tell us what you're waiting on. You don't have to go through the silence alone. And if you want to keep uncovering the hidden patterns inside Scripture, the next video is already waiting for you.